Hey everyone, how are things going? It has been a big season for earbuds. Google, Samsung, Apple, they all released their latest and greatest flagship earbuds. And people are like, which one should I choose? It's actually easy for me though, because first of all, I am pretty deep in Samsung's ecosystem. I use their cell phone, I use their watch, and I use their tablet. So it's pretty natural I will go with Samsung's earbud. And what's more important is that I have actually used the Samsung Buds Pro, the first generation. If you have watched my videos, you probably know that. And I really liked it. Unfortunately, I lost that pair during a road trip just a couple months after I purchased it. And at that time, I think I don't want to spend another $200 to buy another pair. So I decided to just stick with my Jabra 75T and the Galaxy Buds Plus. Now, Buds 2 Pro is out, and it solved the biggest problem of the first generation, which is the fit. And because of that, it becomes a very natural purchase for me, given how much I liked the first generation. Now I have used the Buds 2 Pro for about 2 weeks. And here I want to share with you about what I really like about it and what are the things I don't like about it. Hopefully it can be helpful for you to make your purchase decisions. I'm gonna start with ANC, the active noise cancelling. Buds 2 Pro's ANC is phenomenal. It is the best among the other ANC headsets and earbuds I have used. To clarify, I didn't use the Sony ones. I've heard a lot of good things about Sony's noise cancelling, but their wireless earbuds all have, like high-end ones, all have a pretty disappointing IPX value. And I do need high IPX because sometimes I will use my wireless earbuds in shower. But for the ones I have used with ANC function, that is the first generation earbuds Pro, the Jabra 75T, and the Arctis Nova Pro wireless. So among those, Buds 2 Pro is easily the best for the ANC function. It can very effectively cut out all those like flat noises. And in addition, it can also sort of push those speaking noise sort of away and make them less distractive. That's also a plus. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the ANC function of this headset, and as I said, it's the best I have ever used. And since we are talking about ANC here, I want to repeat this again. The earbuds tip size really matters for ANC to work correctly. I have talked about this in another video, and it's linked above. If you want to know more, you can just check it out. This time though, the good thing is Samsung actually included this little function to let you to test whether or not your ear tip is fitting correctly. I would recommend everyone who get this Buds 2 Pro to do this test before you try ANC. And for me, as I expected, the default earbuds tip is not fitting correctly, and I had to change to the larger size. The next thing I want to talk about regarding to the Buds 2 Pro is the fit and comfort. This is what excited me the most before I purchased it, and I am definitely not disappointed after using it for 2 weeks. The first generation of Buds Pro really missed the mark on this one. It is big and it is like super uncomfortable when you're using it. Especially in the first couple of weeks. I don't know if you have tried the Buds Pro. When you put them in ear, you use it for 5 to 10 minutes, and when you take it out, it really hurts. It's like there's this sharp pain, although it drops down like really quickly, but at that moment when you take it out, it's really uncomfortable. This Buds 2 Pro really fixed that problem, and it's super comfortable. It's even more comfortable than my Buds Plus, which before I had this one, before I had the Buds 2 Pro, I think Buds Plus is the most comfortable wireless earbuds I have ever used. And now Buds 2 Pro is even more comfortable than that. Samsung is definitely walking in the right direction here. Now Buds 2 Pro is a closed earbuds. Just like other closed earbuds, it also implemented this ambient sound mode. What makes it different though is the ambient sound mode on Buds 2 Pro works much better than the other ones I have tried. The other headsets ambient sound mode usually feels like very artificial. It feels one-dimensional. It's just weird. But on Buds 2 Pro, somehow the sound feels very natural. It makes having conversation, face-to-face conversation, much easier, much more comfortable because it almost feels like you are wearing a open earbuds. I don't know if this has anything to do with the 360 audio function of Buds 2 Pro, but I really like what I get for the ambient sound mode. Now, of course, we are talking about the earbuds here. That means we cannot not talk about the sound quality. Fortunately, the Buds 2 Pro doesn't disappoint here. Even with the flat default mode, the default EQ, this headset has a very accurate, very clear treble, and at the same time, the bass is very punchy. It's just there that you cannot ignore its existence. It's so obvious. So overall, it creates this very satisfying sound when you're listening to the music. It's to this point that I'm pretty confident to say that Buds 2 Pro's sound quality is the best among all the wireless earbuds I've ever used, including the first generation of Buds Pro. Now, can this compare to the Arctis Nova Pro wireless? The answer is no. There's still a pretty obvious gap, but frankly, check how big this thing is. Like, I guess it's just physics. Like, this small thing is not gonna generate that kind of sound that the Arctis Nova Pro can generate. But don't get me wrong, this little package is providing amazing sound, and I'm super happy with it. Okay, the last positive points I want to talk about is the Bluetooth LE. It is not implemented in the Buds 2 Pro yet, but Samsung has promised it will eventually be there. Why I am interested in this function? It's because of the gaming and the latency. As of now, all the Bluetooth headsets and earbuds have pretty significant latency, and that makes it very difficult to use in like fast reacting games, like first-person shooting games, because it's gonna be awkward. Everything is delayed, all the sounds are delayed. Bluetooth LE has promised a much lower latency than the Bluetooth nowadays, and I actually don't know how good it will eventually be in reality, but I'm really looking forward to it, and that's why I am so excited about the LE going into Buds 2 Pro. Okay, I have talked about many positive things about the Buds 2 Pro, and I do mean it. It's an awesome product. But at the same time, I do have a couple of complaints about it. The first one being the lack of multi-point function. Multi-point is a very practical function, especially for those who have devices that's not Samsung brand. For example, I have an iPad, although I have many Samsung devices, and I've been using the multi-point function of my Jabra 75T with my phone and the iPad all the time. Now, I was really looking forward to Samsung to like put that feature into the newer generation of Samsung earbuds, but it didn't happen. Instead, they used the resource to build in this 24-bit hi-fi, which I guess 95% of people, at least 95% of people, probably can't even tell the difference. In reality, I guess it's more of a marketing value than a real like user value. The next thing I want to complain about is that Samsung is being that control freak again. Samsung is not giving us any choices of like what taps will do, what double taps will do. You can only enable or disable taps and double taps, but you cannot change what those actions do. I don't know. I feel like Samsung has always been like this. On the Galaxy Watch, there are buttons also being binded to specific app, and you cannot even change them. This is not a very good practice. I really hope Samsung can open up and allow more choices for the users to define their own tap mapping. Like I can, for example, double tap and maybe turn on Google Assistant. I would really love to have that function, but it's not there at this point. And the third complaint, or maybe it's not really a complaint, but more of a suggestion, is that can we get more types of interaction with the earbuds? The Buds 2 Pro only supports one type of interaction, which is tap. Like you can single tap, you can double tap, you can tap and hold, but that's all. What about the swipes? Like, can we enable swipes on the buds so that, for example, we can swipe up to make the volume go up and swipe down for volume down? It's super intuitive. I don't know how hard it is, but I really hope to see those in the Samsung Buds. All right, that's all I want to talk about, and hopefully this is helpful for you to get better sense about whether or not you want to choose the Buds 2 Pro. If you ask me, I would wholly recommend it. As my video's title said, I think Buds 2 Pro is indeed the best Galaxy Buds yet. And unlike the first generation Buds Pro, which I also strongly recommended, but had a caveat, which is the fitness, the comfort. Here, I would recommend the Buds 2 Pro without any holdback. I think it's just that awesome. Okay, thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe to the channel to support me, and I'll see you next time.